Hey everyone, David the Wolf Boy here. Today is Tuesday, February 3rd, and we have another Sonic Presents Chaotix Casefiles podcast episode. And this time, the episode is called The Case of the High Stakes Heist. So, it starts with Sonic and Vector being trapped in cages, and Eggman is like, "Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!" "Really, Wolf Boy? Quoting Monty Python and the Holy Grail? How dare you!" "Oh, fuck off, Eggman!" "Stay out of this, Silver!" Just like episode 0 and episode 1, I listened to this podcast in two different ways. Once when it was uploaded on YouTube, and another time on Spotify. This episode is called The Case of the High Stakes Heist, and let me just say that the end of this episode has me hyped for next week's episode, and you'll see why in just a moment. So, the Chaotix Detective Agency, which is Vector, Espio, and Charmy, are now cracking a case at some mansion. Hang on a second. They learn that Rouge supposedly stole the astroscopic lens. But then we see a whole bunch of mystery and intrigue. And then they go to the... Hang on. Damn it! So, at the end of the previous episode, we learn that another theft has occurred, and somebody looked like Rouge the Bat. And Rouge does appear in this episode. And the theft occurred at the residence of Edna Knackerworth. And Vector makes a nod about how she's one of those little old ladies who likes to play bingo, and he doesn't very much care for bingo. The Bluey fan in me got triggered because bingo! Bluey, bingo! Yes, I had to. And what's funny is that, Rouge was framed for stealing not exactly a lens, but a trophy. Hey, who does that remind me of? And a little fun fact for those who are new to the channel. The very first Sonic and Chaotix project I ever created was called Sonic's Evil Twin, and in that project, Sonic steals a trophy from Mario. And when I made this new channel, that project was Lost in Time Like Tears in Rain, and I really wasn't happy with how that project turned out, because it was just not funny. I was an amateur, and I didn't know better. I might do a reboot of that project sometime within the next few years. I have no idea when, but we'll have to wait and see. Also appearing in this episode is the Babylon Rogues, Jet the Hawk, Storm the Albatross, and Wave the Swallow. And every time I hear the name Storm, I keep picturing Storm the Albatross saying, "Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else." Okay, I cannot do Storm the Albatross for shit! But maybe I could do Jet the Hawk, I don't know. Jet the Hawk has not really appeared in the Sonic and Chaotix series. I wonder how he would react when he meets Sonic for the first time. I wonder how it would go down. "Hey, who is this gumshoe? What kind of a voice is that?" "That is my natural speaking voice, thank you very much." "Say, why don't you fly all the way back to New York, you New York jet?" "Oh, that is so uncalled for. Sonic, was it?" "Yeah, my name is Sonic. Say, why don't you fuck right off?" Yeah, that was my first time doing a Jet the Hawk impression. How do you think I did? I mostly got it from cutscenes from Sonic Riders, Sonic Song 182, the Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and this podcast here too. So, yeah. They get to Metal City, was it? Yeah, Metal City. That's the location in Sonic Riders. So they fly up there to the Chaotix copter. Get to the chopper! Okay, I will never, ever do Vector the Crocodile's voice ever again. So their clue to the Babylon Rogues is a green feather that was actually planted by Rouge to throw them off. And then Espio runs into Rouge while Vector is doing an extreme gear race with Jet the Hawk. Because they're demanding answers out of Jet the Hawk. And yes. So when Charmy shows the feather as evidence, the green feather, Jet settles things on the racetrack with Vector, and if Vector can beat him, Jet promises to answer all their questions. And Vector is not very good at using extreme gear, unless you play as Vector in Sonic Riders. Was Vector in Sonic Riders? Let me see. I haven't played Sonic Riders in a very long time. Maybe he was in Sonic Free Riders? I don't know. Alright, Sonic Riders. Let's see, playable characters. Sonic, Jet, Tails, Wave, the Swallow, Knuckles, Storm. And those are the only... Wait, hold on. So there's only like... Wait, hold on. So... Vector does not appear in Sonic Riders, the first game at least. Alright, so let me double check his game appearance list of game appearances. Knuckles Chaotix, Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, Mario Sonic Olympic Games, Sonic Rivals 2, Sonic Chronicles The Dark Brotherhood, Mario Sonic Olympic Winter Games, Sonic Free Riders. Okay. So he was in Sonic Free Riders. What? I thought, what? Hold on, just a bloody moment. Oh, bike type only for Vector the Crocodile. And Sonic Free Riders, I don't like that game. That game is unplayable, and for those of you who have a Kinect with their Xbox 360, I am so very sorry that you had to suffer the unplayability of Sonic Free Riders. So, let's see, Vector the Crocodile is only playable in Sonic Free Riders. And you could also have Vector the Crocodile ride Extreme Gear in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Hang on a sec. So, Espio has a run-in with Rouge, and he proceeds to interrogate her. And yes, let's see here. The Chaotix are under the impression that Rouge is truly the mastermind behind the thefts, but she claims that she's innocent. And by the time she takes off, she leaves them a note as soon as the race is finished. So Rouge reveals to Espio that she planted the green feather to mislead the Chaotix, buying herself time to conduct her own unbothered snooping into the true culprit. I'm reading this off of the Sonic Wiki page. And so she proposes an alliance with Espio, but he's like, no fucking way, ho fucking zay. So Rouge just takes off and left a note for the Chaotix to read. And Vector loses the race because he's epically failing. But he did save Jet's life when he nearly crashes into a truck. A maintenance truck, to be exact. So, the Babylon rogues were not behind the thefts of the stolen artifacts. And the note says, left by Rouge, says the Chaotix should go to the museum at Spiral Hill, hinting at a new lead in the case. So Spiral Hill, it was only in comic books. The IDW Sonic comic books. So that place has not been featured in games before. But the best part is who is teased at the end of this episode. Tangle and Whisper! Tangle and Whisper are said to be playable characters in Sonic Racing Crossworlds sometime this month after II was delayed to February. II was supposed to be January, but due to some in-game events and all that, the Legends competition, I think it was, which I'm obviously not eligible for as of yet. II was delayed to February, so we don't have an exact date for II, Tangle, or Whisper yet, but hopefully time will tell. And I can confirm that Whisper will be among the Golden Eagles, just like Tangle. In the original draft of An Infinite World of Pain, it was just Tangle in the Golden Eagles and not Whisper, and boy was that one of the biggest regrets of my life. Not only including Tangle and not Whisper. Tangle will be voiced by Sonic Dragon Girl 23 in Infinite World of Pain, and the voice of Whisper is none other than Anja, the Queen of Pink. If you're listening to this, congratulations. I can't wait for the world to hear your Whisper voice. This also means that we'll be able to hear Tangle and Whisper's voices for the very first time in the history of Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm curious to know what they sound like. And I'm definitely going to be making another video next week talking about episode 3 of Chaotix Casefiles. So anyway, what do you guys think? Did you listen to the latest episode of the Chaotix Casefiles podcast? Did you listen to it on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, whichever, wherever you normally go to listen to podcasts? What did you think? And what are your thoughts on the Chaotix Casefiles leading up to this point here? Like, have you seen episode 0, episode 1, episode 2? Let me know in the comments below and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!